It's the rainy season, and downpours at this time of year tend to be sudden and very heavy. Meerkats hate getting wet, and when the rain closes in, they head for the nearest cover. Unfortunately, they've ended up in unfamiliar territory. They've been foraging at the outer margins of their land, and the first burrow they find belongs to their arch enemies, the Lazuli. They have a history of vicious fights, and there's no love lost between these two families. There's a break in the weather, which gives the family a moment to consider their situation. But another storm is on its way, and they must get below ground. But what if the Lazuli are down there, sheltering from the storm themselves? They can smell who the burrow belongs to, but they need somewhere to shelter from the rain. The question is it empty? Finally, Tosca plucks up the courage to go and investigate. If she comes face to face with the Lazuli, they'll kill her. The pups live in blissful ignorance of any threats that might surround them. But the babysitters are not so naive. They know that danger can come from just about anywhere. Quietly sneaking up on the babysitters is a shifty-looking male meerkat. He's not one of the Whiskers family. He's Carlos, a sly male from the Lazuli, a rival gang. They live next door and are the ultimate bad neighbors. They constantly try and steal territory from the Whiskers, and this has resulted in some vicious fights. The babysitters have picked up his scent and are starting to feel wary. What does this stranger want? As these are Flowers pups, they're potential future leaders of the group, so the adults are extra protective and unwilling to take any chances. One thing is for sure, this visitor is not at all welcome. Suddenly, proud Father Zaphod realizes that his brave little cadets are in real danger. He sounds the alarm. A giant eagle owl has the group under counter-surveillance. The pups are terrified and huddle together. Zaphod's seen the owl, but the owl has equally good eyesight, especially when he's looking for dinner. The Whiskers are up against a ferocious enemy. At nearly 2 feet tall, this huge bird of prey is the biggest owl in Africa and could reach them in seconds. The main group forms a barrier, and behind them, the pups are shielded by Mozart, Tosca, and Shakespeare. The rest of the group bob their heads in an attempt to confuse the predator. Will the pups' first hunting trip be their last? Suddenly, an alarm call goes out. The sentries have done their job and spotted trouble. The sly male, Carlos, is back. But this time, he's not alone. The Lazuli are here en masse, and they're looking for trouble. They're directly challenging the Whiskers to a battle, and when meerkats fight, the results can be fatal. Things are about to turn nasty, so Tosca decides to head for home. With newborn pups to feed, she can't afford to take any chances. The Whiskers take the bait and launch an attack. Like the enemy, they are kicking out their back legs in a kind of war dance to try and look as formidable as possible. It seems to be working, and the lazuli beat a hasty retreat. The Whiskers are left feeling confused and anxious, laying down their scent to reinforce that this is their territory. No one knows when or where the next attack is going to come. All they know is that it's not over yet, and if the lazuli were to win, they could kill Flower's pups. The family has spent the whole morning foraging, but they are always on alert for danger and have picked up an unwelcome scent. There's an enemy inside this hollow tree. But what is it? Flower leads the family as they use their threatening spit calls to tell whatever is in there to go away. This mobbing behavior is used to scare off potential predators by displaying both the number and ferocity of the family members. The last time they did this, it was to mob a puff adder, which eventually bit Shakespeare on the leg and nearly killed him. This time, he's wisely positioned himself up the tree. But the tree is home to an altogether different foe. It's a genet, a type of wildcat not much bigger than a domestic cat, who would be quite happy to have a meerkat pup for lunch. Flower's latest litter is watching the action from a safe distance. They're just a bit too young to get involved this time, but they are avidly learning the ropes. The brave little meerkats take turns sticking their heads into the tree. They spit and growl at their enemy. The group is not going to give up until they've sent the genet packing. As long as there's only one set of young pups at a time, there are plenty of resources to be shared, even during the dry season when food is scarce. That's why Flower, the dominant female, will not allow any of her daughters to mate. Deep underground, there are even more pups, and they don't belong to Flower. It seems that Mozart has had a secret liaison with an unknown male, resulting in the birth of her first litter of 4 pups. Added to the 4 that her sister Tosca recently produced, there are now 8 more pups crowding the burrow. This means a lot of extra mouths to feed, and Flower is not happy about it. Flower's got a big decision to make. Should she kill the newborn pups to ensure her own litter gets preferential treatment, or should she show tolerance to her daughters and grandchildren? The guards posted at the burrow entrance wouldn't dare stop her, whatever her decision.